time since I've gotten on here and filmed for you. I should say lots has been happening, but honestly it just feels like it's been one thing after the other, and I took all of July and I guess part of August to not really post all that much. Right after I posted the last time, like maybe like a week, I was doing a workout and I finished the workout completely fine, felt great, was having a great day, and then I ended up stubbing my toe on our workout bench in the basement and I broke my pinky toe on my left foot. And so for a good couple of weeks I was avoiding using stairs. Obviously I film in my office, so I've spent a good chunk of time since we last spoke, well, you last heard me speak, I should say, not using my office. And I like filming up here. You can see there's a little bit of a different setup. Today, I moved to a different corner in my office. I wanted to do something a little more cozy, have a little bit more, I feel like it's a cleaner background, but maybe, you know, I'm not the expert. I'm just having fun. So I guess it's a little housekeeping up front, but also apologies if you realize you watch my videos and I don't look at the camera. I hate looking at the camera. I'm trying to get better at it. Yeah, it feels kind of weird just talking to a camera. Anyway, let me get started with what I'm wearing for today. I have thrown on this little neckerchief shawlette called the Rebel Shawl. This is by Graffiti. It is in, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's in the Farmer's Daughter Fibers Foxy Lady base, which is their single ply fingering, in Ranch Romance, and then the white is kind of, it's got speckles of like pink and blue and green in it. It has a very long name that I don't remember, but I normally don't knit with single ply yarn. This was a impulse buy during a New Jersey wool walk 3 or 4 years ago, and it was sitting in stash for a while with this project in mind, and I finally did it. I finally did this pattern in March. It was during tax season, so I'm like trying to figure out one of those February-March situationships. And I really love this pattern. I would do it again. I think it's really comfy and I think it's gonna be great just to like wear on one of the like windier days. It's not necessarily cold, but you still need a little coverage on your neck to, you know, not get sick. So, but I really like it. It's a brioche shawl pattern that's inspired by Princess Leia from Star Wars. I love Star Wars, so of course I had to knit it. Definitely recommend this designer. She's almost strictly brioche patterns and they're a ton of fun. So again, this is the Rebel from Knit Graffiti, and yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. And I was gonna do the reason why my hair is in braids, I was gonna do cute little like Princess Leia buns, and then I lost all motivation. So we got pigtail braids, and that's what we're doing. This is Madison's version. Alright, I am currently drinking, I mentioned in my last video like a month and a half ago that I was starting a 75 medium challenge for myself. Dan's been doing a really nice job of like, you know, trying to be healthier and more active, and I'm like, you know what, I want to do that but in my own way, and not just focus on like doing like heavy duty workouts, but like also just doing some like also mental health positivity work. So I've been also reading and kind of trying to change my mind's way of thinking about food, because that's always been a problem for me. And one of the ways that I have been helping myself out is by increasing my protein, and I have been adding protein to smoothies and yogurt bowls, and actually they have a clear protein that is like peach iced tea, and that is what I'm drinking today. It's from a company called Graham, and it's their peach iced tea flavor. So that is what I'm drinking today. So there's no sweetener added. It's literally you shake the peach tea powder, and then I just added some ice, so because I like cold tea. I want it to be nice and ice cold. And then part of the 75 medium challenge is also reading at least 10 pages of nonfiction every single day. So I am currently reading, I'm halfway through Scotland, Her Story. This is a book I picked up on my honeymoon with my husband in Edinburgh, just because, you know, some of my roots are based in Scotland, and, you know, aside from like Mary Queen of Scots and the little bit of information I know from the Culloden independence uprising, I don't know a lot about history in Scotland, and I mostly don't know a lot about women's history in Scotland. So this book is a collection of excerpts from different letters, different novels, different like texts during all the centuries of history of the country of Scotland. Some are from the perspective of women, some of them are from the perspective of men about women, and some of it is history, fashion, letters of women who were affected by their husbands and brothers and fathers going to war against England during the uprising, so their perspective on it. We also get a hint of like how home life was, and how the households were run, kind of the structure of that, finances, how society worked, and so I'm about through, like, I'm in the 1800s, essentially, like halfway through the book, and this has been really eye-opening. Some of the text is dense, but I'm really enjoying learning a lot more about my family's culture and history, so it's a lot of fun to read. But this is Scotland, Her Story, edited by Rosemary Goring, and if you're at all interested in reading anything about Scottish histories from the perspective of women, I would pick this up. Now, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Again, it's a niche interest of mine, and it's definitely one of those things that, like, it's helped having this stipulation of me needing to read 10 pages a day, because it is dense, but I'm very much enjoying it. So on to that note, I have finished objects in the form of yarn. I should probably let you all know how the Tour de Fleece went. I completed my goal. I posted I said on the last video that I had 5 hanks of fiber that I wanted to spin up and finish. All of these have been spun, plied, and finished. The only thing is that I don't have exact yardage. Each of these is between 250 to 300 yards. The finished weight of all of the hanks together is about 600 grams. But why don't I get into exactly the finished hanks. So all of these, they're all sitting on my table here. All of these are from a company called Foldout Cat, and I bought the fiber at Rhinebeck last fall, and I wanted to spin this up for Tour de Fleece. So the spin itself is about a DK, and so this is our first hank. This hank is our lightest hank. It is a majority yellow, but my favorite bits of it are actually, there's a bit of green throughout, and also this lovely pink. So this is our lightest one. This I think was the first one I did, and the reason I did it was because this is not really, I like yellow, but I don't like this yellow. And so it was more of like, this is the one that I'm probably gonna not want to do once I've been working on this project for a really long time. So we're gonna start where we don't want to be, and then have the joy of working on the colors we actually want to work on. So this is the first one I did. I ran into like a couple issues throughout while I was learning, since this was the first time I was working on this fiber, which, by the way, I did not mention this. It's 50% merino and 50% tencel, which is a plant fiber that mimics silk. So there were a couple hiccups on the texture of this one, just because I was getting used to working with tencel. It was the first tencel project I worked on, but this is our first hank. And it's very sunshiny yellow. This whole set is meant to be a fade of sorts. I don't know if I'll be fading it or adding it like to a sweater with like a base color. We'll see. So this is our second one. This is a mostly green, like lime greenish hank. It's got these darker bits of dark green and also a bit of purple dyed up into it. I'm trying to see if I can get any of it on screen, but it's a lot of fun. Again, like I said, there's supposed to be a fade. I don't think I had many issues with this one. By the time I finished the first one, this one was pretty smooth sailing. Again, this one's also, they're all DK, so they'll all get to end up in one project together. But yeah, this is the second one. Okay, and now we're getting to a more teal blue. I think this one, there's two that are like my top favorites that I spun. This one, this teal green, turquoisey, I don't know what the right color is. It's got bits of purple, like right there. This is one of my two favorites. It was a joy to spin up. I liked how the color changes were happening. When this was in the just bat or the braid itself, I thought it was boring. And then I was wrong. So when I was spinning this up, I'm like, oh, it's really pretty. And then I was plying it, I'm like, oh my God, it's really pretty. So this is the middle little joy of the fold-out cat set. And then the next one is this really dark purple. This was a lot of fun to spin. And it definitely looks a lot different than it did in the braid. And this one was like my mid-tier. Like I was really thrilled with how this one, and was it a favorite? Not necessarily, but it's really pretty and it looks really nice along with the rest of the set. So yeah. So number 4. And then last but not least, this is my second favorite of the set that I did. It's like brighter purple with some like almost pinky hues in it. I just really like how this turned out. And again, like when this was in the braid, it wasn't super thrilling, but as I was spinning it up, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see the little minute color changes. This definitely turned out really kind of like almost tonal to me, whereas the other ones definitely feel like there's more heavy color changes. But I'm really happy with how this all turned out. Yeah, so the theme behind these 5 hanks, it was called the Madhatter Tea Party set. So I think this is going to end up probably in a cardigan situation with like a neutral color as the main color, and then these are either going to end up being stripes or some sort of like color work situation, or maybe I do I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go along. I think it's just a lot of fun, but I think this will be a really pretty project together, and those are all the colors together, so yay. I love them so much. All right, that's my finished objects for the last 6 weeks, because I've been working on some pretty hefty projects that are almost done. Okay, so the almost done project, which, by the way, was just a wee bairn in conception the last time we filmed. This is my Fiberfast shawl. So this is the Stephen West shawl that was on my Make 9 for this year. I got the yarn. This is all Sewrella yarn in the colorways. The dark blue is called Evie. This multi-purple pinky situation is called Cruel Summer. And then the neon pinky stripes in here, that is called Supper at 6. And so these were some of the best-selling colors from their yarn last year. And I was like, these are going to be a great Fiberfest shawl. So I am at the very tail end. Last time we spoke, I was up here. I realized partway through, and by partway through, I mean I was on this second purple section. If I can get this close enough. If you can see, this second section, the yarn, the dark blue is carried in the front. Up here, it's not. I'll do it again. Here, it's carried in the front. Here, it's carried in the back. Guess which one was not supposed to be done that way? I'll wait. Take a little sip of my tea. That's good. I guess you're not going to answer me. I'm going to tell you. The first one, this one was wrong. This one was right. But we found out here after we'd done brioche, and I was like, I'm not fixing that. We're not going back. We're not tearing it all out, because if I tear it out now, it's not getting done. It'll go in timeout because Madison couldn't read instructions. It happens a lot. Anyway, so what I ended up doing, instead of correcting my mistake, I engineered it to be part of the pattern, because we can have an interchanging moment. We don't need to always follow exactly the pattern. So this one, the blue is carried in the back for these little bobble situations. This situation is carried in the front. This situation is carried in the back, and in this situation it's carried in the front. See? The word, I don't remember what the word is, but anyway, it looks cool. It's different. It adds different texture. But I just finished the brioche border section, which I really like how this turned out. I like this, how the brioche texture makes these kind of like almost scallops. The last section is gonna be of our B and C colors, which are Cruel Summer and Separate 6 in a striped situation, and then we're gonna be done. So this is my end goal before the end of August, is to finish our lovely shawl in plenty of time, so I have a little bit of a break before the next mystery knit along, which is usually in October. But I'm very happy with the progress. I'm very happy to have done this shawl. It's a lot of fun. And it all, I mean, I say this every time. I mean, look at the back too. Like, the back is a lot of fun. You never know. But this is definitely the kind of shawl that, you know, it's a statement piece. It's not like an everyday sort of situation. This is going to be something fun for me to wear at Rhinebeck this year. So, anyway, that is my Fiberfest shawl. My next project, which is not for me, is my husband's anniversary sweater. So Dan and I have been together 10 years, and we'll have been married 5 in September. And I decided to cast on the cat knit pullover by Andrea Rangel, and I finished the cats. I've been waiting to finish the cats for a really long time, and they're finally done, and they actually look like cats. You know when you do color work and sometimes before it's blocked, it doesn't look like what it's supposed to? This isn't blocked, and it looks like it's supposed to. I'm just really pleased. And so I've been on Body Island for a hot minute. I took a break this week so I could focus on the Fiberfest shawl, but it's just stockinette. The rest of the body is green. I'm going to have a fun situation of making this neckline a little narrower, but I'm just pleased the fact that the cats are done. I'm just really happy about that. But yeah, so this is my progress on my cats. And yeah, I'm really pleased. This is out of Tuku Wool Fingering in, I don't know the right names for it, but it's green and light gray. I did this using the colorwork using the two-handed colorwork method because I normally use a Norwegian thimble for colorwork, and the yarn literally wanted to be Velcro together, which is very difficult during colorwork to try and do. So I just decided that I was going to try my hand at two-handed. It's my first time doing it, and I think it worked out really nicely. So I'm going to attempt to use it on a couple other colorwork projects, give myself a break from the thimble, and see if it works out in my favor. But it worked out here. Anyway, that's that. And I need to finish that also very soon. Okay, my other whip that I'm working on, I just cast this on, I think a week ago. And this is, oh gosh, what's the name of it? Love in a Mist hat, which is another colorwork hat. This one is by Eleanor Mortensen. I've never done one of her patterns before, but I have a bunch of my favorites on Ravelry. The two colors that I'm using, this is Emma's yarn in, I don't know what color green, but it's some sort of green. I'll have it listed below. And then this is, I know the colorway is called Frog Prince, and I think it's from Avalon Farms, but I can't remember. I'll have to look at the tag, which I don't have with me, obviously, because I never plan enough. But yeah, so these are the two colors. This is going to be a gift for a friend who let me stay at their house a few months ago. And they're going to be coming to stay at our house, possibly before the end of the year. So I wanted to kind of disperse my gift knits, aside from obviously Dan's, that takes priority, throughout the next couple of months. So I'm not just gift knitting a bunch in November and December. So we're starting with this, and I think I might give a little more time to this today, before I go and do the stripe border on the Fiberfest shawl. So that's going to be like a little palette cleanser between. But let me see if I can get this kind of like closer up so you guys can see. So I've done the ribbing at the bottom, and I've started working these colors together. And again, I'm using the two-handed colorwork method. Go ahead, I'll have the link for this pattern in the description. It's a really pretty pattern, and it's a free pattern. So go and check it out. It's really nice. And hats are always a fun, easy, fast gift to make for people. So I'm excited to see how it looks when it's done. Okay, so those are the whips. Talked about the finished yarn. Now, one last thing. So another thing that, another reason kind of why I haven't been filming, been a little bit emotional over the last couple of weeks because one of my favorite old haunts is actually not going to be around for very much longer. My local yarn store, Beyond Yarn, is going to be closing at the end of August, and it's been a really tough time to want to kind of be on camera just because I'm kind of like, it's been a minute since I've been really involved with the store, because I don't live anywhere near close to it anymore. But when I was beginning like posting and like getting really involved with knitting and like challenging myself, like the very like dregs of COVID, like 2021 essentially, they were like a home away from home for me. Teresa and Steen literally are two of the sweetest people. I know Jackie, Teresa's daughter, is a wonderful creative person who's given me a lot of inspiration. And I met so many of my really close friends at Beyond Yarn. And so I've been a little sad to really post. And I also, like, there was a lull for a minute while I was digesting that I didn't really want to do anything. I was really, like, kind of in a funk. Anyway, this is my just a little roundabout way of saying my creative life is evolving a little bit. There's not going to be a store for me to go and commune with my people, but fortunately the community is a strong one. There's a lot of us that all love these people, this community, and want to continue it still. So my hope is that we will still get to meet, even if it's not always in the same physical location. But all that to say, last week we got to celebrate the store in the last several years that it's been open, and all the accomplishments and the community that has been built. And so one of my favorite sock dyers, or like yarn dyers, I shouldn't just say sock dyers, her sock yarn is one of my favorite sock yarns, came to celebrate Beyond Yarn, and she dyed up special colorways for the store. I'm obviously talking about Asylum Fibers. So this was the anniversary, like, special colorway. It's in her merino fingering base, and it's this lovely lilac-y purple with green. It's gonna have some really awesome, like, color variation throughout. And it's called Beyond Yarn Forever. So I thought that was really special. When I saw this, I got a little, like, emotional. For one, it is a perfect combination of both Steen and Teresa's favorite colors. So, like, this just, like, fits them perfectly. I bought other colors as well, but I thought that this one was, like, one that I should share. I also, in the last couple of weeks, I've been on a yarn no-buy for a little while, trying to, like, go through stash and everything, and I think I've mentioned that I've been filming destash videos that are now in, like, limbo, but essentially there's yarn that I wanted to support them prior to them closing, so I picked up a couple different colorways. The first one here, this is Plymouth Yarn's Happy Feet Splash in the colorway Lipstick. I picked up enough to make a really cute t-shirt. I've got a couple different designs that would look really nice with this. So it's like a blush pink with lots of beautiful speckles. This one, this is Sammy by Amano. This is in their, like, marigold, like, mustardy yellow colorway, and I got this to do. There's a vest by Jennifer Shields Tolan that I've been wanting to do, that I didn't have yarn for, so that is what this is going to be in. And then this is Ella Rae Cozy Alpaca, and it's like in a forest green color. So this is one of my I love this color. I've got so much of this in my home design. But this is gonna be, there's a cable vest by Thea Coleman, and I'll have that linked below as well. But I picked up some really nice little treats for myself. So if you have time and you're local before the 30th, that's when Beyond Yarn is closing, please feel free to stop by and check out what they have still in stock. And just, you know, if you know Teresa, you know, go in and say hi. It's not the end of the community, but yeah, it's just evolving. It's in a different phase. So I'm excited to see what comes of after. And again, I'm grateful because I got to meet a lot of my amazing friends through Teresa and Steen and Beyond Yarn as a whole. So, you know, it's a little bittersweet. Anyway, I figured I'll stop the knitting yarn situation here. A little bit of an update if you're interested about 75 medium. I would say as far as like completion rate, you know, I ran into a couple hurdles in the last in the interim because of the fact that I hurt myself. I'm halfway through at this point. Essentially, let me see if I have it on my calendar. I don't remember which week I'm on. That would be a good idea, right? I think I'm on week 7 or 8 of the whole challenge. Completion wise, some days, especially like a few weeks ago, we were out of town for to see My Chemical Romance in person, and I want to say Prudential, in East Rutherford at Giant Stadium, what is now not Giant Stadium, and we stayed overnight, and I didn't have a way to really work out, so I didn't do a workout that day, but the workout got like split between a couple days throughout the rest of the week. Normally you'd hold yourself to the standard of like doing 45 minutes each day, and so there have been days where I've done 30 minutes, some days where I do an hour. And just knowing myself and like having that flexibility, because I'm still doing something each day. And whether or not that's true to the original, like, people who thought up of the 75 situation thing, and I say this is definitely a challenge. Tracking all of my food down to like how much dressing I'm using on salad, because there's calories in dressing, and it's okay because it gets you to eat vegetables. But knowing exactly how much I'm using and like understanding, oh my gosh, like normally I drench this thing in dressing. Okay, maybe I don't need as much. Learning that some of the things I really enjoy at Starbucks, I mean, I knew, but I wasn't so aware. And like kind of relearning what is like something that I can still enjoy having at Starbucks without having all of the sugar. And it's also like helps my body kind of like regulate. So like I mentioned, we went away. An entire weekend was like, I tracked all my food. Did I keep to any sort of like food situation, like eating healthy? No, we had chicken wings one night. We had a burger another night. We went and had sushi one night. So like all of these things, like having little bits of it, all of these things is fine. My body was really inflamed afterwards, so that definitely did not help. I think that since I started, I have lost a little bit of weight. I don't know that's definitely like a priority in the way like I just want to feel better. It's been kind of like eye-opening that, you know, I've actually noticed like not necessarily weight falling off, but inches falling off. So my waist is a little bit smaller. My legs are definitely more toned because I'm walking. You know, I'm keeping up my step count every single day. I'm walking at least 1.5 miles every single day. So that's definitely helping. I'm definitely not as winded when I come up and down the stairs, which I feel like is a huge plus. But that is all to say, like, the end goal from the 75 medium was more of just like to be kind of like almost like an eye-opener. Do I think what I'm doing is a sustainable thing in the long term? No, but it's kind of like a jumping off point as to like kind of like learning the signs, reading my body, understanding like how like eating certain foods makes me feel, without like the whole idea being like I'm not cutting things out. I'm just listening to my hunger and like making sure I get all the water that I need, upping my protein, because that was something that was severely lacking, and it's still, we're only halfway through, and it's still something I'm trying to work on. But yeah, this was my a couple minute long-winded version of what the last couple weeks has been like. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed at least bits and pieces of my ramblings today. I'm not gonna make any promises to film anytime soon because life is just lifing, and I'm gonna be real with you. Football season's supposed to start soon, so some of my time is gonna be taken up by watching the Eagles beat everyone's asses this season. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope if you stop in at Beyond Yarn, I hope to see you. And I hope to commune with you. But if I don't see you, I hope you're having a wonderful time crafting and working on all the beautiful knitting and crochet and spinning projects. And we'll talk soon. Bye.